Hello everyone and welcome to Hybrid Budgets. This is my video for my November close down. If you're new to this channel, I do bank budgeting and cash stuffing. I say cash stuffing. So I do a lot of my banking online and use online banking and use things like pots, like Monzo pots. But I also cash stuff using placeholders to do my long-term sinkings goal. So it's got a bit of both, hence the hybrid. So if you were looking at maybe going into cash stuffing and weren't sure where to start, I really recommend doing long-term sinking funds first if you're a bit like scared of, not going off the card. But also if you really like the concept of cash stuffing but actually you think like the practicalities of it might be quite difficult, this is like a nice little hybrid between them, using like virtual cards and stuff. In this video I'm going to go down into my November close down. So I did my budget for November at the beginning of the month. This is just basically comparing what I thought I would spend and what I actually did spend. Excuse me. And sort of talking about what's happened in the month and things going forward. So yeah, if you're interested in this at all, please follow along. And if you're not interested in this, I also do cash stuffing videos, which I know some people just prefer just watching those, so feel free to watch. Brill, so let's get on to November. It's a bit of an interesting month. It took me a hot minute to work out what I'd done because it was a bit semi all over the place. But yeah, sorry, I'm just going to try and angle this a little better so you can see. I think I might end up just zooming in anyway. So, bro, where were we? So we began the month and I budgeted £3,000 salary for work, so that's work and expenses. And actually that came to 3,144, which is really good. I had a carryover of what I thought was going to be 430, it actually turned out to be £460, 32, I think. That's my bad writing. Sinking funds, so I did take money out of hobbies and entertainment. I had some money in my Monzo account as well, and this is the bit which I got really confused with because I was like, why have I not got, how did the budget add up when I thought I'd overspent? And then I also had £44, which I took out of my general annual expenses to pay for a cricket subscription. Other money, so I did have quite a lot of other money coming in this month. This is me trying to work out where it all came from. So November's my birthday month, so I did have a gift from my granny. My partner always transfers £20 a month anyway for the council tax. I had £50 in cash from my auntie. I had some vintage sales, which came to about £44. I had a dental repayment, so I get dental through my work, so that was like a refund. My friend transferred me some money because I bought some fireworks tickets on my credit card last month. And then my partner put £10 towards our future fund as well. So that sort of all came in and equated to this £689.30. So in total, sorry, it's quite difficult to see, that came to £4,433.92. And then going through my fixed expenses, so nothing really much had changed this month. So everything was sort of as expected. So mortgage, I budget £771, it came out as £770.94. So I always round up when I do my budget and then it gives me a little bit of a buffer in the bank. Audible didn't come out this month because I had it on a 3 months pause. What did come out was the cricket payment. So I used the vintage, and this is where I got a bit confused with it. I used the vintage money that came into my Nationwide to pay for part of the cricket, but I also then took that money out from my general annual sinking fund and put it into my current account for my Monzo, so I didn't actually transfer that money from my Nationwide to my Monzo. It just came out from my Nationwide. I had money in my Nationwide because of the vintage, but then I used my general annual pot to top up the money, which I need to put them in accounts, my Vinted money, because some of it goes towards our future fund. So any payments I get from Vinted pretty much go straight into our future, which is things for our wedding coming up and house move and everything, but currently it's just wedding. And then any other monies, so I have a deal with my mother-in-law, so I'm selling some of her clothes at the minute, so I get half and she gets half, so I needed to put that in a pot out the way. Emergency fund got 50, investments got £50, Great Ormond Street Hospital got its £9.50, and then obviously my minimum payments, I'm not sure if you can see if they're just out the way, my minimum payments on my debt, so that all came to £1,334.77, and then that was left £3,099 left over and 15p. So this is where it went a bit different from what I'd budgeted, but I'm not mad at it. It's actually given me quite a bit of a leftover this month, which helped because my credit card expenses didn't go through the roof, but they were just a lot larger, and I had forgotten to put in my expenses this month, so that's why it felt larger, because I was putting quite a lot of work expenses on. So for anyone who's new here, I only use my credit card for work expenses, so that'll be things like parking, petrol, anything work related. So if I go away with work, any of the hotels that go through the travel system, I put on my credit card, and then it gives me the month to pay it back, and usually my expenses will have gone through by then. But I cocked up this month, didn't get my expenses through for this month, so actually they're coming through it'll be the January budget that they end up landing in the end. They'll get paid in December, but that's like the money I use for my January budget, if that makes sense. Anyway, so Virgin Atlantic, I budgeted £500, it came to £495.49. Monzo Flex, so I bought the Cricket using my Monzo Flex because it had a good deal on at Hobbycraft, and I got like 10% off and everything, and I knew the money was coming in from my grandma, so I put £361.50 because I was going to pay it off all in one. Because of I had more money on my credit card, and I knew, so I think I budgeted £470 on my credit card, and actually I knew it was going to go over quite a bit. I ended up just paying, so with Monzo Flex you can split the payment into 3, so I ended up paying that minimum payment of, I say minimum, but the interest-free payment of 120, just so that £200 was a bit of an extra buffer. I'll review it next month and see if I can pay it all off in total. Birthdays and gifts, budgeted 30, it got 30. Joint account, budgeted 300, it actually got 350. And a bit more money as well came from eating out to top up that. Eating out, budgeted 200, it got 200, and then, like I say, between the accounts it got topped up. Sorry, the cat has just jumped on the desk, so apologies. And then health, hair and beauty, budgeted 80, it got 80. Didn't actually take it out, the sinking funds from this month. I'm going to be taking them out for next month. So again, things on my credit card were things like Specsavers and my dental appointment. So that all came out, is coming out next month, and hence why it was a lot more than expected. So I had a £70 payment for glasses and a £26 payment for my dental. Obviously my dental's been paid back in now, but my glasses, I can get £60 reimbursable through work, so that's on the next month's expenses. So there's all those sort of things that sort of added up quite a bit. So I haven't taken it out of sinking funds this month, but I will be taking it out of sinking funds next month to pay off for some of the credit card. Home improvement, budgeted 20. I do split with home improvement. So it's one of the ones I do a bit of a savings challenge for. So with that, I actually only put in £10. 52-week savings challenge, I always budget 120, and the cards I drew this month actually came to 110. Debt extra over, budgeted 230, paid 230. Emergency fund extra over payment, budgeted 30, put in 30. Future was the funky one, so budgeted 40, it got 40. It also got £30 due to the vintage sales, so that was that £44 that came in, so £30 went into future. £10 from my partner, and then £50, which is in cash from my auntie. So that was an engagement gift and to put towards the wedding. Holiday, budgeted 45, got 45. Christmas, budgeted 90, so where there was £10 short here, £10 here, and on mum and dad, budgeted 25, only put in 20. That then topped up for Christmas. So the logic being, what we don't spend at Christmas will go straight into future. Because we've got about, I think, £500 saved now for Christmas, which I think is going to be more than enough to get all the gifts and stuff and decorations and Christmas parties and everything for this year anyway, because we're having a slightly smaller Christmas for this year. So yeah, I just thought, oh, I'll add it to Christmas, and then whatever's left over I can obviously put towards future after December. So these are all the same. So these are all my annual expenses. So water bill, which gets paid every 6 months, my ICE subscription, which is yearly, my general annual. So I put together all my other annual subscriptions, such as Ring Doorbell. Now I've got Cricket on the list. Remarkable, I've got a digital notepad, so I pay that yearly. So anything I pay yearly, which sometimes it's like £30–40 a year, it's not a lot, but so I'm just adding them all together and I take it out that pot. So obviously I took out of this pot this month to pay for my Cricket subscription. So that gets £21 a month, and then my Virgin Atlantic, which is my credit card, has an annual fee, so that gets £14 a month. Sorry, I feel like I rushed through this quite fast, but also I feel like if you're into it, you know, like, it doesn't need to be slow, if that makes sense. Anyway, fuel. So originally I budgeted £135. We ended up I'd ended up doing a trip up to Sheffield, so I had an additional fuel top up, so that was slightly higher. Parking, I budgeted £225. I was ill one of the weeks, so I didn't actually go into work, so hence why that one's come down quite substantially. Dentist, so like I say, I budgeted 110, but there was actually a few other expenses as well, and then other is £100 that came out. So I'm trying to think what other stuff that was. I think there was a payment on a restaurant that I'll take from sinking funds next month, and some other bits. So yeah, it just generally came out to be a bit more. I think I bought fireworks tickets for everyone, and it was one of the payments, and there was something else. So yeah, when people have been paying me back, that will obviously just pay for that, which is fine. But so yeah, so rather than it being £470 carryover, it had to be £680 carryover, which is fine, because in total, with all the budget coming out, sorry, you can't see these numbers. I did it with my old pen last night, and it's not that clear. So yeah, carryover for next month is going to be about £1,000. No, that's wrong. So yeah, £1,000 for next month. So yeah, quite a good carryover, but it's because I didn't use my grand's money to pay the Monzo off. So that'll probably get paid off next month, and then I needed that to pay the basically £700 worth of, I think it's going to be about that much next month, so we'll see when that comes in. Well, so just going through the summary of what the accounts are looking like. So I need to update because all my interest rates have changed, as everyone else has changed as well, because the Bank of England base rate dropped. And this one I had to scratch my head over. So basically my first direct saver comes to like fruition after a year, and then they stopped, like my standing order didn't feed into it after it got its interest, so it was just going into the current account. So yeah, basically it's currently at £723.75 in total from what's in my current account and my first direct saver. So what I'm going to do is deposit all that money now into my Nationwide account and put that into one that's got more interest, because I think it's gone down to like 1.29% now for next month, so that's just not worth keeping. My start to save ISA with Nationwide, I put in £30 this month, budgeted the extra overpayment, so now that's up to £650, a nice round number. I think that actually goes, I think it's March 25 that comes to fruition, so I need to work out where I want to put that money then. It needs to be easy access because it's my emergency fund, so if anything did happen, I want to make sure I can have access to it the next day. My goal for that is about £6,000, which seems like quite a bit, but I just want it to be 3 months of fixed expenses completely covered. It's long term at the minute. Obviously we've got the wedding we're trying to save up for as well, and we've got enough that, like, if the boiler went or if something went, that's fine, but long term we want it in terms of, like, if one of us lost our job for whatever reason, we just want to be able to cover the fixed expenses for 3 months. So yeah, we're just literally depositing £50 a month into the emergency fund, and it'll gradually build up over time, but we're not putting any extra overpayment in that one. Holiday, I added £45 last month and it got its interest. So it's got to £111.40. I think our next holiday is probably going to be our honeymoon now, which is next October, and that's going to be a mini moon. So we're getting married the Saturday before October half term, so we would just want a week after the holiday. I think it'll probably be somewhere like Scotland or Wales or somewhere, you know, in England. And then we'll hopefully be able to save up for a bigger honeymoon, or potentially with the gifts we can get a bigger honeymoon for like the summer afterwards, which would be good. Christmas is up to, well, it was at £498. It's £90 in interest, and it got some extra stuff this month. It's at £492, which is less because I spent quite a bit out of Christmas. So I spent £98 on tickets for my partner for his birthday, for Christmas, and I got not decorations. I was doing gifts for my wedding party to say, like, you know, will you be my bridesmaid? And with that, I only needed 3 nice black boxes, but it came as a pack of 15, and it also had some tissue paper and everything like that. And I thought, I can reuse those for Christmas, so I used some of the Christmas money to fund that. Mum and Dad is going up ever so slightly, so I spoke about it in my cash stuffing. I think I'm going to put a pause on Mum and Dad. I might round it up to 350 and just let the interest tickle up with that one. You know, I might do one last stuff in December and then review it. So basically they are helping us with the wedding, and they are going to give us a gift for the wedding, which is really generous of them. But I still owe them £2,000 when I had my driveway done. And I'm just conscious I don't want to, it does seem a bit counterintuitive to be saving and paying them money while we're trying to save for a wedding, which they're paying, you know, majority for as well. So I think they're quite happy. They said there's literally no rush for this. They said, you know what, like, let's focus on the wedding, and then after that you can like pay us back. So yeah, I'll like obviously keep that little pot together. I might use it for the wedding, I don't really know, but either way I still owe them. It's obviously they're saying like it's 0% in terms of interest. They just said we just want it back at some point. So yeah, well, I'll need to review that one in the new year. 52-week savings challenge, so that's now up to about 630, which is insane really. So yeah, that'll be a good one. I'm unstuffing that this month, so we'll see how that goes. So basically, for those who've not seen, I like weekly pick a 52-week savings challenge card, so it can be anything from 1 to 52, and I save that amount, and it goes into various pots depending on what I roll. So I've got like a 9-sided dice, I roll that and it'll tell me which pot it goes into. So I have no clue how much is going into each pot. So I'm unstuffing that in December, so that'll be good fun. So I know I've got £630, but I don't know where it's going to. Penny savings challenge, so it was at £46.68, it's now up to £56.26, so I need to cross off £9.58. In fact, I'm going to write that down now. Water bill went up because I put in £27 of it, so that was good. And when's that due? I think that's due soon. It might be January or February time. General annual, so it was at 60. Obviously I took some money out to pay for the cricket, so that's at £37.29 now. IC subs are up to 126, Virgin Atlantic's up to 70, Future is now at 325-ish with interest, and the £50 we've still got in cash. Round 'em Up Cowboys is up to £73.57, so that's £11.79 to mark off for the penny savings. Home Improvement was at 40 and £10 added, but then £10 was used for a car wash, so that stayed the same. Eating out was at 0, got £200, spent all of that. I think it had £1.50 left in it, and that just went into penny savings. Health, hair and beauty, I was dabbling with the idea of separating these, but you know what, I think I'm going to keep them together, or I need to actually make the account for the health, so that's currently up to 88, so £80 was added. It did have some additional money in it, and then I spent £11.50 on like, it's Inky List. It's this like balm you put on your arms. So I suffer from like KP arms, which are like, I don't know what they're called, but you know, like where you get like bumpy arms, and this stuff's meant to be quite good because it's like a topical application of like a light acid that like essentially exfoliates, so you do it like 2 or 3 times a week. So yeah, I'll see how that goes, but I spent money on that one. Hobbies and entertainment got absolutely rinsed, and I ended up transferring stuff into hobbies and entertainment. So this is the card mainly linked to Amazon, so this is for buying some of the stuff for the wedding. I bought some stuff off Shein as well, so we've got some of the favours bought now, and some other bits like some of the decorations. So, and yeah, it was mainly things for like the gifts for the bridal party. So I've got 3 flower girls, so I've bought them like a little flower headband, a little purse and stuff, just as a way of saying like, will you be my flower girl? So yeah, all that stuff. So it got topped up and then it got rinsed, so it's at 0, and birthdays and gifts is at £19, because yeah, some of the birthday and gifts money went to hobbies and entertainment. Well, so that's November through. Like I say, I feel like I do rush through it, but also if you're not interested in it, you just sometimes just want like how do you set it out and stuff. So let me know if I go through it too fast. I feel like I do whitter on. Anyway, to close out the month, let's just colour in the penny savings challenge. So I don't know if I can tuck this down yet. You know what I've not got, which would be really useful, is a calculator. Where did I put it? Ah, here it is. It's under receipts and hand cream and strepsils, because I've been feeling ill. Fab. So we have £9.58 to add. So let's have a look where we are. So Round 'em Up Cowboys was the £11.79. So let's do that one first, actually. £11.79 minus £3.37 minus £3.36 minus £3.35 leaves £1.71. So I need to actually get the binder made for next year, because I haven't done it yet, and I was just doing my budget, which I'll obviously record next, and I was like, oh god, this is last month and I need, like, I don't know how long it takes to order, I can't remember from last time. £1.71 is up here. I should probably do that in a, you know what, I'll do it in this one. I've got some of the rubbable pens, but I only really do that for the lower numbers. And then £9.58 minus £3.34 minus £3.33 leaves £2.91. I'm really hoping once these 3s have gone, it'll go down a lot quicker, but I feel like this is taking forever. And it's weird because I do feel like some of my roundups feel really big, but I think actually, obviously, they're always ever going to be less than £1. So it will just like take that time. £2.91, there we go. So yeah, I'll definitely be using this. I don't think I'll add a new one to the binder I make for next year. I think I'll just leave this one and just work on it. Because yeah, we've got quite a while to go, and I think we said we'll put this money towards a holiday. So yeah, this will hopefully go towards the mini moon, and you never know, we might complete it by next October, but we'll see. Bro, well, thanks so much for watching along. Like I said, I'm going to film my December budget coming up, but thank you for watching this. And like I say, I do weekly cash stuffings as well, so if this sort of video doesn't tickle your fancy, completely fine, completely understand. Yeah, but hopefully I'll see you checking in for the weekly ones. But I hope you all have a fab week. I hope all your budgeting goes well, and yeah, I hope you have a great Christmas, because that'll be the next thing that's coming up. So yeah, bro, have a great one. Bye.